Hello viewer, this is Elimu TV. I welcome you to Form 1 Physics. The topic is Introduction to Physics, and our lesson is the first lesson, Lesson 1. I'm going to be your teacher, Benjamin Makanda. Stay with me. Now, we want to look at the specific objectives of the lesson, and by the end of this lesson, the learner should be able to define physics, explain what the study of physics involves, explain the various branches of physics. Now, the lesson will follow this order. Our lesson preview, definition of physics, what the study of physics entails, branches of physics, summary of the lesson, and we summarize by looking at the homework for the day. Definition of physics. So, what is physics? Physics is a branch of science that deals with the study of matter and energy and how they interact with each other. Now, the key terms here are matter and energy. So, physics is a branch of science, and from the diagram we see science is the major one there. Then we have other branches which include chemistry, biology, and physics. But now, physics deals with matter and energy. What the study of physics entails: nature and the origin of the universe, and explain the occurrence and behavior of natural phenomena. So we have this one here, like in the first diagram, we have strong force that binds the nucleus together. This explains how a natural phenomena occurs. In our second diagram here, we have an electromagnetic force that is binding the atoms together. Still, that is nature. Then down here we have weak force in the radioactive decay material, which still explains nature. And then lastly, gravitational force binding the solar system. Those are nature. Still on the physics, it develops theories and laws which help solve problems in various fields such as optics, nuclear energy, and communication. Let's have a look at this diagram. The diagram here is a setup of the communication system. Now, to put up this communication system, the knowledge of physics is required to incorporate every aspect and the principles behind the working of these appliances here. So that's how physics is involved in this particular setup here. So we continue. We look at the branches of physics. Now, physics is this branch of science. Now, under branches of science, physics is still having other branches which include mechanics, electricity and magnetism, vibration and wave phenomena. We have thermodynamics and optics. Those are the branches of physics. Still on the branches of physics, we look at the branches in details, and we begin by looking at mechanics. It deals with motion and its causes, including interaction between objects. Examples include the following: falling of objects, friction, weight, and spinning objects. That's all about mechanics. Electricity and magnetism deals with electricity, magnetism, and light, and examples are circuits and electric charge. Still on branches of physics, we go to optics. Optics deals with light. Examples are mirrors, lenses, color, astronomy. Thermodynamics deals with heat and temperature, and examples include melting and freezing processes, working of engines and refrigerators. So still on the branches of physics, the last branch is vibration and wave phenomena, and these are two. We have sound and we have waves. Those are the branches under that category. Examples of mechanics now. So we have falling of objects, friction, spinning objects, and we are just picking on one example, falling of object. An individual is standing on a higher ground there and dropping some objects which are falling. This one is mechanics. Examples of electricity and magnetism. We have electric charge, circuit, And in this particular category, we have this example here where we have electric charge. This is an electric field that has both positive and negative, and the arrows are indicating the direction of force within the electric field. That is still electricity and magnetism. Examples of optics are mirrors, lenses, color astronomy, and here we pick on the color astronomy. Physics study the behavior of colors, and you know light is just a collection of color, so that when you take this color and then you separate them, you will be studying what we call color astronomy, and you're able to see it from the diagram here. Example of thermodynamics, we have melting and freezing processes, working of engines and refrigerators. So here we have a system that is used for cooling. Actually, this one is a summarized system for melting and freezing processes. And to begin with, we have the polymer melt, we have the pump, we have the cold air that brings about the cooling effect. Then we have down here the spinning tower. This entire process is used to cool a polymer in order to make polythenes and other fibers. This is an example of melting and freezing, which is thermodynamics physics. Examples of vibrations and wave phenomena includes springs, pendulums, sound. So we have a setup here. This setup is for a pendulum. Now a pendulum is just a setup that is used to actually study the wave motion. And in this particular case, the pendulum is placed at point B and then raised to point A and released. From point A, it oscillates to point B, up to C, come back to B and A. So that path traces what we call a wave, and that is wave motion in physics. Up to there, we come to the end of our lesson, and before we break, I have this work for you. You will have to attempt these questions. Question 1, define physics. 2, what does the study of physics entails? Those are the two questions that we will attempt, and when we meet in our lesson number 2, we will review the questions before we start on a new chapter. I have been your teacher, Benjamin Makanta, and until next time, stay tuned to Elim TV.